Oh,
Hey, man, welcome back to Fat Man Beyond. I'm Kevin Smith.
I am Marc Bernardin.
Hey, kids. Holy
Hello.
crap, man. We were supposed to be doing this at the Scum and Villainy Cantina right there in Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard, but we plans had to switch, kids. So here we are doing it from home. But either way, fucking free, just like your generation on the internet has come to expect.
Nobody's sick. Like that wasn't the reason why we changed it. There's a lot of speculation. Oh, which one of them got COVID? None of us
Uh,
did.
really? Was there people? Did people
Yeah,
speculate?
yeah. They're like, what happened? What went wrong? What is it?
I was just tested. I mean, aside from having the vaccinations, the two shots, and then having had the booster already, I just got tested again yesterday because I was in a short film today for Luke, who runs our website stuff. He directed a short that I got to act in, so I'm fucking clean, kids. I'm jabbed and I'm tested and whatnot, so I could be in the room with y'all, but thank God I'm anywhere, to be honest with you. I'm just happy to be here, ready to talk shop. How are you, good friend? What's going on in your world?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Busy, busy. This was one of those weeks where so much of this job, which is working as a writer in Hollywood, is just juggling things, right? It's like, well, you never know which one of these are going to go, which one of these are going to get the green light, which one of these are going to start paying you for. So you keep like five or six things in some steady series and pattern in the sky, right? And then hopefully, if it works out right, they land one at a time, and so you can give each one its due attention. This was one of those weeks where like three of them started falling out of the sky, and so it's, oh, I gotta do that. Oh, and I have to do that. Oh, and I gotta turn around this for that. And oh, this needs to happen. Oh. So yeah, it's been from like last Thursday to tomorrow. It was a day. It's been a brace of chaos, but it's coming to an end. And so now I got fuel in all these planes, and they're going back into the sky, and they will
You
orbit.
know, you can't tell anybody what you're working on either. That's the frustrating part. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be one thing if it was like, oh man, it's been one of those weeks. But guess what, kids? I'm working on. You don't even get to share that aspect of it.
No, but it's like we're writing like audition sides for actors to start, reading for roles, which is always super exciting. But I can't say what it's for. I can't say, what kind of actors we're looking for, but it's fun. It's getting real.
Hey man, I got a little inside fucking dope.
Ooh, what you got?
Can't say where I got it from, but let me read it to you, man. It's pretty insight into a world that we dearly know and love. The world, of course, of Marvel films.
Hmm.
And this, I don't think this threatens anything they do or whatnot, but it's, I thought it was an interesting factoid. Come from inside the world uh, through many sources. I can't even tell you, but pretty legit. Ain't a spoiler. So
Hmm.
if you're like, what, I got no news about Daredevil or anything like that. This is just, I found this interesting. There is a Marvel secret police who, when things are being discovered, not only sweat down the department. So when leaks happen, not
Hmm.
only do the Marvel secret police like sweat all the departments to find out where the leaks sprang from, they also deal in subterfuge. And we know this in as
Hmm.
much as you'll go to auditions and read lines that have nothing to do with what you're auditioning for.
Hmm.
So they're well practiced at the art of like, look over here. They like to keep their secrets over there. So they leave leftover call sheets where they draw allusions to characters that are well known that don't exist. So they lay little traps in the call sheets to see if it gets passed on and then try to find the leaks thusly. Like, this is some Watergate level shit, man.
It
Like
really
the amount
is.
of thought that goes into like we got to keep these secrets. Like, meanwhile, we're living in a world where like the most open secret on the planet is there's 96 Spider-Men in the next Spider-Man. And everyone's just like, don't tell the secret, but we all know it and stuff. But how fascinating, man. Like the Marvel police.
The spy craft at work, because I'm sure it's also every department will get a different fake name that they're dropping so that if that's the name that surfaces in the press, they know where it leaked from. Like the costume department got Thanos, and this department got Krang, and this department got Drax, and this department got whatever. And so whichever one of these names is how you discover where the leak is.
There's a like an old practice I used to do, because I used to keep my scripts real quiet and shit. And now nobody gives a fuck. So, I can post them on the internet. Still nobody cares. But back in the day, you'd print them on that paper with the red line through it. And then you'd print them like with people's name. And they still do that. They print people's name onto every page. But the trick that we always used to do is change one word per draft that went out. So that way, if that, you wound up with a copy online and that word, almost like a safe word, like fucking pineapple, somewhere in the script where it really doesn't appear in any other script. And then you could really track down, where the leak sprang from or something like that. I never really had to use it or anything, but like overly cautious. But, let's be honest. Nobody gives a fuck about my shit as much as they do Marvel. Like even I would fucking, be tempted to be like, oh, I'm gonna fucking try to find shit out. Is this a fucking leftover call sheet? Oh my God, Galactus! Like that. Like I'm a total pitch and they catch me just like that.
Yeah. And they're also really smart and really good about, and I remember when they did it with Iron Man 3, where we thought we were getting the Mandarin, and then the bait and switch was, oh wait, is it gonna be, is Ben Kingsley playing the Mandarin? And like it was everywhere, and like we bought it. And then it was, no, he's playing Trevor Slattery, an actor who's been told to act like he's the Mandarin. The real bad guy over here is Guy Pearce. It's the answer the question the audience isn't asking yet, so then they won't actually look to answer the one that they're going to want. Like give them something. And so the fact that we're getting a dozen Spider-Man, it's probably not the big fucking thing in Spider-Man 3. It's probably something else, because they already gave us this. We're already chewing on that. We're already like, what do they get? All Spider-Man? Ooh, how many? Ooh, what bad
you think there's something even more surprising than fucking like, here's all three Spider-Men whipping together and shit?
Dollars to donuts, yeah.
You got a lot of faith in the system, my friend. I love Marvel, but I'm like, what's bigger news than like, we got them all back? Yes, we got them all back. For the last year, you've been guessing, and yes, you're absolutely right. Unless somebody fucking dies or something like that.
I have no idea. I have no insight to this, but just they're awfully good at keeping secrets unless they don't want to.
You made me, I was already fucking like in like Flynn for fucking Spider-Man far from home. No Way Home. But you fucking made me that much harder, man. What you found some blood in my body to pushing it all forward and tie it off, and one of these things, man. And I'm very turgid is what I'm getting at. I like this notion that there's something in the Spider-Man movie coming up that I don't know yet.
Bam.
Look who's here, everybody. It's everybody's favorite local hero. It's Bamf Man.
Nobody's talking about Mephisto anymore.
They're not.
And that is when Mephisto appears, motherfucker. That's when you forget him. The greatest trick Mephisto ever pulled is making people think he don't exist. I think I just coined that phrase more.
I think it's great. I think you should copyright TM that shit.
I will. It's too late to include in my bookmark Kevin Smith's Secret Stash, now available like everywhere, particularly on Amazon.com or Inside Editions, where they got a fat version of this. We had a book event at the Chinese Theater last night.
How'd that go?
Absolutely lovely. It was so lovely. Like, I'd already signed the books, and in the pandemic era, the idea of like, hey, I'm going to touch a thing and you touch it. That's kind of my way. So the book's already pre-signed. So it was really more of a Q&A show. And I got up and I read from some of the sections of the book as well. But it was absolutely lovely because I read from the epilogue of the book, which talks all about like how when me and Jay put our feet in the cement. And so we were doing it right there at the Chinese theater, which was kind of awesome. Wonderful crowd, though. Had a great time. But that book is out there in the world, kids. Totally available. Thick as a dick and heavier than fucking, most Russian fucking novels. Just dense. So many photos. So many fucking stories. Check it out if you're so inclined. If you know any more Kevin Smith fans left, if you're like, I think I ran into one once, like 8 months ago, this would be the perfect gift for them at Christmas time to say, I know you, but I don't really care. But this book's $65, so I must care something. It's an expensive book, Mark. It's very pricey.
Yeah, it's like for the cousin who's a fan. It's like,
he needs that to stretch. I mean, who's that tight with their fucking cousin? This is more like, this is my sibling is a fan, and we're too old for Christmas gifts, and but hey, I remember we went and saw Mallrats together, so here you go.
Excellent.
What a great sell of that book, man. I'm like, it's for like people that kind of remember. You got to really like Kevin Smith to invest in this book, man. It's I'm telling you. But anyway, you know what? They're not the sponsor of the show tonight, however. I believe we do have a sponsor, don't we?
We do. We have the good folks at Blue Chew.
Ooh, chew on this, kids. The good folks at BlueChew.com are kindly enough to sponsor the adventures of Mark and Kevin on tonight's episode of Fat Man Beyond. What's Blue Chew, you ask? Not a hard question.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well played. I almost dropped a little Blue Chew when we were getting you a little harder for fucking Spider-Man. I almost sprinkled a little Blue Chew right on top of it.
It would have been the time to jump in. And speaking of which, tonight's sponsor, Blue Chew. Tell these good folks at home what Blue Chew does for everybody.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. It's all online. No visits to doctor's offices, no awkward conversations about your dick, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy.
Hey, why would that be awkward? Can you, with a doctor is the only place in the world you can comfortably discuss your dick and know that nobody's going to be offended, right?
You would hope, but not every doctor is as non-judgmental as the others.
Even a dick doctor is like, I don't want to hear about your dick. That's your specialty. That's why I came here. I don't want no dick talking here.
Well, it's more like you rolled up into urgent care and it's like, hey, my dick's funny. Like, we don't want to talk about your dick, sir.
Roll up to urgent care and be like, yo, anyone got one of these? This is fucked up, right? You got one? This is neat, man. Sir, step aside, please.
It's like, I've been pushing rope all week. I need some help.
If you're looking for a little help, kids, Blue Chew. That's what they're offering here, man. And they're offering it to you in such an easy way. They come to you, you ain't got to go to them. And it's tasty, from what I understand, man. It's not like, suck down this pill, choke it down, get some liquid. You get to chew, have a good time. You're like, oh, that's tasty. And then,
doing. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code FATMAN at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code FATMAN to receive your first month for free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast.
We don't thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. We are fucking slobberingly grateful that the good folks at Blue Chew continue to show faith in us and think that somebody in our audience must be buying a lot of Blue Chew. Whoever you are, thank you. Yes. Because Blue Chew, they keep coming back to us. I don't know if it's one person or if it's an army of you, but my Lord, man, the only reason they're interested in us is because you're interested in them. So that's good news.
Indeed. There's one person whose significant other is incredibly happy that we offer a promo code.
Could just be somebody who's like, fuck y'all, I just like the taste. Fucking, these are my Starburst. So
everything else is a bonus.
A boner bonus, yes.
A boner bonus.
How are you, sir? Other than work, spinning many plates and whatnot.
I'm good. I'm good. I was hoping to try to get out to the movies this past week. Not necessarily because I'm dying to go see Venom 2, but everybody else seems like they were, because that movie made a shit ton of money in the box office.
I was there.
You went?
I did. I saw it at, we did the book signing event at the Chinese theater. The day before we had the book signing event, I went to the Chinese, and now, man, like, it's crazy. Like, Chinese theater has always been incredibly iconic to me. Me and Jay got to put our footprints in there 2 years ago. It's coming up on the 2-year anniversary. But thanks to Claire, man, Claire at Legion M.
Mm-hmm.
And she got that place wired, like around her pinky and stuff like that. She's out at New York Comic Con now, working New York Comic Con coming up this week. But she'd been locked down over in England for a long time. She came to America by way from Dubai. She's like, I could come from Dubai, I can't come from Europe until like next month or some such shit. So she was able to come here after she quarantined in Dubai for like 3 weeks. But my God, like, for somebody who's not even from here, she's from England, she has the fucking Chinese theater like so wired. Like, they'll take you places that I didn't know existed. That place is a labyrinth with gorgeous architecture and beautiful VIP rooms where, like, the main room at the Chinese, like, I'm not talking about the 6 because they got a VIP section. I'm talking about like the big, iconic Chinese theater. There are fucking balconies up top. Yes, that are so fucking hidden. I never knew. Is up past the projection, I believe. So essentially, when you sit in these balconies, you see, like, the thing that's at the top of the ceiling, the ornamentation, is literally fucking right there, man. It's an incredible fucking view. So Claire was able to hook that up. I was signing books, and I was like, I was thinking about going to see Venom. She was like, oh my God, we could totally hook that up. And her and the Chinese theater were like, oh, we'll give you guys the VIP booth. So me, Claire, Red, she went and stuff. A couple people went to see the fucking flick, and it's massive, big screen to see it on and stuff. I think it was like 2D IMAX, which is kind of like, why not? Why? I guess I mean that's IMAX, right? Technically,
yeah. Most of the time it's 2D. It's just huge.
Yeah. 3D is when they're really like fucking. It ain't big enough in your fucking face, neck, and chest. So long. I mean, that was a long, braggy fucking, hey, I know things and people and fucking access way of saying that I have seen Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Was there indeed?
It did make a lot of money. It was 90 minutes, Mark.
Oh.
So say what you will about it, and many people have said many things, but Jeff's kiss for like knowing, look, this is fun. We know you can only stretch the symbiote so far. So 90 minutes and out. As somebody who makes tight movies, I respected that. Right now, Venom is shorter than Clerks 3. So it tells you that Andy Serkis is a far better filmmaker than I am. Did you like Venom?
Me personally, not especially, no.
Well, boy, I can't say that you're necessarily going to enjoy this much more. They take the concept, everything that you thought was fun about it, and kind of, let's do it again, but shorter, and bring carnage into it, And so you got Woody Harrelson coming in, who I remember the end of the last movie had curly hair, but here the curly hair doesn't play. He's got his hair cut.
Okay.
Continues to be fun little Tom Hardy project. He fucking wrote or come up with a story, co-wrote this one with somebody else. He's deeply invested in it and obviously given it his all. And there's shit that legit made me laugh out loud. There's a lot of chicken jokes in the fucking thing. And his fucking one of the they, of course, I don't think I'm spoiling anything to tell you that eventually Venom and Carnage will fight, Mark.
Shut up.
And one of the, the ultimate line, the fucking coup de grace line was like pretty fucking wonderful. Like made me literally laugh out loud in the theater. And then I'm sure it's unavoidable. I don't think I'm spoiling anything because it's all over the fucking internet and stuff, but their mid-credit sequence post-credit, mid-credit sequence, whatever you call it, teaser was, do you know what it is?
I don't, but the fact that you've now seen this movie means that I don't have to, as part of my job as a co-host of FatMan Beyond. So it would not ruin my life if you spoiled it.
Well, just in case there are folks out there, they're like, fuck you, it just came out, I don't want it ruined and stuff. I mean, I assumed anyone who cares about this kind of shit has spoiled it by reading the articles on the internet. Let's turn to chat and see if fucking anybody gives a shit if we talk about this. Not that I see. So if you don't want to know, kids, people are going, spoil it, please. I don't want to spoil it, but like, it was spoiled for me before I saw the movie. I read an article about it and I was like, oh shit. And to be fair, the article was like, spoilers.
Give me a countdown. Like, we'll count down from 5. And if you don't want to know, just fucking la 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 la.
Yeah, no, now there's a lot of people going, don't spoil it, don't spoil it. You know what? I won't spoil it. But
yeah, you tell me.
I don't know how people don't fucking know this. Like, it is literally all over the internet. The day the movie came out, that was the big story. And, people were like, this overshadows everything, so whatever, I'll let you draw your own conclusions. But that, was very, we went on an adventure for 90 minutes and that post-credit sequence was like, wait, can we see that movie like right now? Yeah, I enjoyed the first Venom very much. I saw it at home. I didn't see it in a movie theater. And when I saw it at home, I was like, shit, I wish I'd watched this fucking in a movie theater and stuff. I enjoyed this, but I feel like I probably would have enjoyed it a fuck ton more had I watched it at home. Not like being out of the house was like such a harrowing experience, but like, it would have been awesome to pause it, take a shit, fucking grab a drink, come back, just all that normal shit. Wear my pajamas, just like sack out in the fucking bed, pet the dog while it's going on, explain to the dog who Carnage is and why this is so cool and shit. Wonder aloud with the dog, because my wife never would have watched this. I promise you. Wonder aloud with the dog if Shriek is gonna look like fucking Shriek, like are they gonna go full symbiote look or not, and stuff like that. But for how I saw it, look, I saw it in fucking Chinese theater from a VIP booth, looking down at the screen from above. It was a pretty glorious way to see it. That being said, what beats your own bedroom, Mark? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I know what beats my bedroom, which is almost every place else, but your bedroom is something different.
I like one of my favorite things in the world to do in my bed, in my bedroom, ironically, is not fuck. It's eat and watch movies. Because that's the other thing. Like, I have Chinese theater, I can't eat veggie grill. I mean, I guess I could have, because they like, this way, sir, whatever. But I don't want to be that guy. But like, at home, I can order Postmates to arrive every half hour throughout the movie. So that every half hour, man, we got like surf and turf action going. Like, I could try a bunch of different things. Trying hummus over here, a little veggie grill over here. Oh, what's this? Some beans and rice over here. I like to visit a lot of countries at once, Mark. And they don't do that at the snack bar. So
every half an hour, food's either coming in or going out.
True. So true. But yeah, it was, again, here, look. Maybe this is a cop out of a review, but I did direct Cop Out, so I guess it goes to that side. He made a better fucking movie than I could have.
That's saying something, I guess.
Is it? I mean, you've seen my body of work. It's a low bar, Mark. Here, I'll say this. Let There Be Carnage. I put a question mark at the end of that one.
Oh,
like, well, and what does Carnage say to you, right? I mean, other than like the character, like body count, right? Body count, body count. And I was actually like surprised at the body count.
The timidity of Let There Be Carnage.
I'm just, the character is just like he's a fucking serial killer before he gets a symbiote in him and shit. So what happens when he gets one? You know, so you're like, oh, he turns his hand into a fucking cleaver, this giant axe, the pendulum. We've seen it and stuff. So, you know, in a world where, and I'm not saying every movie has to be this, but in a world where, what was that fucking Kingsman movie where they went into church and fucking slaughtered everybody? It's a pretty high bar for a comic book movie where, you know, you're like, all right, Carnage could do this. And he didn't. He swung it. It was very, very cool. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, like.
Didn't connect.
I mean, you know, it's just, again, no complaints, but it's just like, could you imagine him just having people, you know, and you can get away with it in this movie. Like, they got a real sense of humor about death and violence in this movie. But, you know,
not so much
fun.
Did you see the, I think today it dropped, the first Peacemaker footage from James Gunn's Peacemaker television program?
I was torn between watching that and watching the Succession clip that they put up because I was shooting a little short film today. So like I was between takes and stuff. So I watched Succession and then I thought I'd have enough time to watch Peacemaker. And then they were like, we're back in. So long story short, I have not seen it. How is it?
It's small. It's literally just a scene where John Cena as Peacemaker walks from his car into a diner to sit down with some of the people we saw in Waller's command center, like Steve A.G. and a couple of the other folks. And like it's fine enough. There's no real meat there. It's just them asking him, it's like, why do you leave the house in cosplay? This isn't cosplay, it's a uniform. I need to stretch it out to make it fit better. So when I go into action, it doesn't snag or whatever. It's it is less a trailer in that it's not a trailer at all, as much as it's like a minute-long clip of a scene, which isn't remarkable other than, oh, all right, he looks the same. So that's cool.
I got to double check. Hold on. Let there be carnage. Somebody in chat said it was PG-13. Let me see.
Is it?
I can't. Hold on. I went to the Wikipedia entry. Oh my God, what a boring show this is. People are like, look at this fucking old man, like goddamn Luddite and shit like that. Hey, Banff, man, what the fuck? This seems like something should be on. What was Let There Be Carnage rated?
PG-13.
Did you see that on the internet?
Yeah.
Well, then there you go, Mark. That makes sense. I thought wasn't the last one R-rated?
I believe it was.
How strange, because I went in there going like, wow, I guess like, you know, this is a soft R, but they didn't go for an R. That's why there was not as much carnage as I was thinking there would be. And some guy in chat was like, he ate the priest, as if I'm like, oh, that's the most metal fucking thing you could do in an R-rated movie. But in a PG-13 movie.
Venom was also PG-13. So they both.
No, I thought that movie was R.
Well, the internet says it's PG-13, so it must be true.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't surprise me only in that these are Spider-Man spin-offs.
Yeah, but I thought that was the big thing where they're like, well, they're never going to put them in a movie together because this one cusses. Holy shit. Like, what an idiot. I should not be co-hosting a pop culture talk show if I don't even fucking know that Venom was PG-13. So that negates my entire like rebuttal or my entire addendum of like, there could have been more carnage. Mark, there could not have been more carnage.
They gave as much carnage as they could.
There was a ceiling for the carnage. So really the title should have been like Venom, a ceiling for carnage.
Well, I just feel that like you should skip the MPAA category in the next Schmodown you compete in.
Yeah.
Because maybe ratings is not your jam.
So crazy, man. Is it possible, JC, tell Kevin he missed everyone saying spoil it. No, I saw everyone saying spoil it, but I did see a lot of people saying don't spoil it. And, you know, you don't want to rob somebody of their potential joy. There's a bleak life out there, kids. And a bunch of people in chat indicated that little surprise was all they had coming to them this week. So I ain't fucking with that. I ain't taking anybody's joy. I ain't stealing their sunshine, Len. Back the fuck off. Let me ask you this, Mark.
Yes.
This Squid Game.
The Squid Game.
Have you finished it?
I have not. I was making great guns.
Teasy piece of shit. You fucking like got me all hard with it last week, so much so I ran the fuck home and told my wife, "Oh, we're watching Squid Game." And at least, thank God, to your credit, not only did I love it, and I knew I'd loved it based on your description, but she fucking went for it too, man.
Yeah.
In a big bad way. She fucking loved it. I mean, like, it's no surprise. The whole world seems to be embracing Squid Game based on the articles in my fucking feed on Google and stuff. But I guess it's the #1 Netflix show of all time at this point.
It seems to be, and I think it is currently the most watched show on television in any way you could measure it. It is the thing that is swallowing all scripted television at the moment. Yeah, like I started watching it, was making great guns, and then like my wife was like, "Hey, have you heard of the Squid Game?" I'm like, "Yeah," I'm like halfway done. It's like, "You gotta wait for me." And,
you know what? You should, because I'm telling you, it's like, I don't know why, but it really appeals to married couples, man. I think we sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, I'd fucking if it came down to me or you, you'd be me."
Yeah.
But yeah, we both fucking went for it and just binged the fuck out of it. Like, you know, no dilettante watching like you, where it's like, "Oh, I'll watch a little here and a little there." Fucking everyone, fuck off. You know, told the kid, "Get out of here." Ignored the dogs and just did this shit and read it. You know, not like fucking like, let's put on those easy US fucking voiceovers. Went for the pure read of it all, man.
Except the pure read apparently is the false translation. Did you read any of this stuff?
No. So what? The voiceover is the real?
Neither apparently are great. Like there were some native Korean speakers who would go on TikTok and say, the line they're saying here is not at all what the translation is. Like they're missing the spirit of these scenes. And so I think what they did was they dubbed it to match the voice patterns, right? Like we don't want to have them speaking when the guy wasn't speaking. So they dubbed it first and then translated it off of the dub and not off of the original dialogue. And so apparently there were just some whole like complete themes and underpinnings and tenors of scenes that are wrong because they were translated poorly.
In chat, Xavier Campon said, Koreans are thriving right now. One day us Filipinos will have our shine. Let me tell you something. You got your shine, Filipinos. Don't you worry about it. But he's right. Like amazing media coming out of Korea right now.
Yeah, South Korea. North Korea, we don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I guess let's make a subtle distinction.
I mean, North Korea might have the most amazing shit that they're just not sharing.
You know, to be fair, the images of their leader looking thin are pretty impressive shots, I guess, but not the impressive media that I'm talking about coming out of South Korea, man. Like fucking from Parasite to this, good Lord.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird given that, you know, so much of TV is prestige TV, right? It's your Successions, it's your House of the Dragons, it's we're spending a boatload of money to do The Crown, you know, to sort of, you know, to be shiny and erudite and aristocratic in a way. Queen's Gambit, like it's refined television. Squid Game is not that. Squid Game is incredibly well done and it's incredibly well performed and cast and the production design is amazing. But the reason why we're watching Squid Game is because the idea is just so crystalline perfect. And then they've wrapped it around like really emotional stories and really compelling characters. And yeah, like it's not Mad Men and it's not trying to be. It's trying to be pulp, but like the best version of pulp.
Trying to be Battle Royale.
Yeah, Battle Royale and Old Boy is like how they blend there.
You threw in the Old Boy as well.
Yeah, the people who are kidnapped against their will, kind of, and taken to a place where they're imprisoned, kind of, and then forced to compete in games, kind of.
Let me ask you this, man.
Shoot.
You still swinging the lasso?
I'm still swinging the lasso. Very hard, in fact.
Yeah, one more episode.
I know. I'm sad.
I know. It's a bummer because they'll go away for like, what, a year or some such shit?
I mean, I know they were, I think they're shooting again, or maybe they're back in the writer's room because they got a 2-season order. So it's not like we have to wait for them to decide to pick up the show again. We took a break, we took a vacation, we went back to work. So hopefully it won't be that long of a wait. But
remains an amazing show. I absolutely fucking adore it. I
Yeah.
noticed on Disney Plus they put up Hail to the King, the or whatever it was, the short with Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
You know, that tied into the Mandarin, that was on like one of the DVDs or Blu-rays at one point.
Yeah, I feel like it was an Iron Man 3 Blue DVD extra.
Yeah.
And then like vanished because I think there was some questionable like Asian American content. I haven't seen it since, but it got a little bit of hits because it was like just not as sensitive as perhaps it might have been, and then disappeared. But then once Shang-Chi did well, they excavated it from the archives and put it back out for people to see.
Speaking of which, Shang-Chi, or Sean-Chi, if I remember correctly, continues to fucking do well. The biggest movie of the pandemic, they said.
It is. I mean, it's $200 million domestic, I think, over that. It's performing like gangbusters and continues to do so. And Venom 2 opened at $90 million, which is the number 2 October opening of all time, pandemic or no.
Is that right? Yeah. Wait, say that again. So they did a record number in the pandemic?
Only the Joker opened at a higher weekend.
They were not facing a pandemic.
They were not facing a pandemic. So, you know, perhaps Sony played their cards right and just held out and said, you know, we're going to wait it. We're going to see.
I think I'm thinking that that their Let There Be Carnage was R-rated because there's a fuck in there. I don't know if it's one fuck. In my head, maybe it was more than one fuck, but there's definitely a very prominent fuck in there. Not a fuck mark, but somebody saying fuck. I'd tell you if a couple Venoms fucked in that movie, because that'd be hot. But
I mean, then again, you might not know what you saw. Just I saw fucking tentacles everywhere. Maybe they were fucking, maybe not.
What do you think? Andy Serkis is some sort of Michael Bay where you can't tell who the fuck is fighting who in a Transformers movie? Andy Serkis is a fucking filmmaker, my friend. I mean, look, the dude was already huge as fucking Gollum and Planet of the Apes. Look at him as a director now. Mm-hmm. That night you open that big, guess where you are? A-list, my friend.
Absolutely.
Seems like a nice guy. In all the interviews I ever seen him in, he seems like real amiable and shit.
I mean, and I like that he just seems to be a worker. Like he just wants to play. Like, you want me to be fucking Alfred? I'll be Alfred. You want me to direct Venom? Happy to do it. You want me to go be a voice for this thing? You got it. What do you need? Want me to go be Claw? I'll be Claw until the cows come home.
Let me tell you something. I'll watch him fucking do Claw forever, man. I thought he was so fucking fantastic. I was spoilers. I was bummed. He fucking died in Black Panther. I have to say spoilers because somebody fucking bitched me out in fucking chat. They're like, oh, sure, spoil Kingsman. And I'm like, I mean, that movie's like fucking 5 years old, I think, at this point.
Almost 10.
You know what I say? I say we all join the circus, my friend.
I hope he has enough room at his house.
Let us under your big top, Dandy. Yeah, man. Fucking like now that he crushed it for them, and this made a bunch of money. You know, they probably, you watch. He's going to get a Star Wars. Mm-hmm. He's going to get a DC. He's going to get another Marvel, like a Marvel, not a Sony Marvel.
I bet you at some point when they decide to reboot Planet of the Apes again, like he's the dude you call.
And when they fucking do the 19th reboot of Lord of the Rings.
Hey.
Gollum directs. It's gonna happen. Good for him, man. He seems like a really good guy. I watched one of those videos where I forget which company does it, Vanity Fair or somebody, or Google, maybe it's Google, where they like do this like search and they say like, you know,
oh yeah,
Tom Hardy, what is Tom Hardy's age or whatever like that. And it was Andy Serkis and Tom Hardy. And it was the one during which Tom Hardy told the story about the voice of Bane. Mm-hmm. He did an impression of the guy, the old boxer that he kind of lifted the voice from, and he just slipped into it so effortlessly, where he's like, when I did to a ring with a man, destroy him. You know, it was just like, oh, blew my fucking mind. I was like, that is so dope. And he talked about how with Bane, like there was two directions to go. The character has Latin origins. So naturally, you know, he was born in the Santa Prisca prison or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong about the name of the prison. But like, you know, you could have went that way, or he was like, look, I don't look the part at all. So what if I went with this like weird fucking British boxer voice and stuff? It's such a, and he said like Chris Nolan was like, let's go with that. And thank God he did, man. Like that, that is like, will endlessly be fascinating about that movie. You know, like Nolan made a wonderful flick, but falling, like as you listen to Tom Hardy speak in that movie, just falling down the rabbit hole of like, how does this get through? Like like, I love it, but how did somebody high up not be like, are we sure we want to do this? It's like it ran the Jack Sparrow gamut, where it's just like, this shouldn't have fucking happened. Somebody in a higher position like normally slaps shit like this down. But like a really fucking good, bold idea got through in a mainstream movie. Go figure.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of like Benicio del Toro in like every other Benicio del Toro thing, where it's just, what's he doing?
Yeah.
What is this on like purpose? Did we all okay this? Like, but it's great, right? I think it is. We'll see.
He had a whole movie where you needed to put on the subtitles to understand his what the fuck.
I flip it for real.
I flip it for real.
I flip it.
Now, did you see the What If episode where you know he was a character in the Party Thor episode?
Yeah.
And was it Benicio?
Benicio's been in two of them. He was in the T'Challa Star-Lord as the same character, as the Collector.
So he's done his own voice?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did you watch Party Thor? That was so fucking fun. What was the one that just happened?
What If Ultron won?
Oh, that was fucking wonderful and dark. They've all been fucking great, man. Like, when does this stop? When does this end?
Wednesday, tomorrow. I think
it's the last episode of the season?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You point to a better fucking first season, like of 5 other shows, man. Like, my God, it was fucking in the last 2 years. I should really narrow that down. Otherwise, like Sopranos, I Love Lucy. Like, I get it. An amazing fucking auspicious start. I honestly feel like every episode was a winner. They didn't drop the ball.
I will say I could do with them killing less Avengers all the time.
No way. Kill more. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the Twilight Zone. Let them kill all these fucks, man. They'll never do it in the real movies. So this is where we get to like purge every character that we love, turn them into zombies, cut them in half and shit. How wicked was that? When fucking Vision was like, shwamp, and just cut Thanos in half from like the dick up. Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah. Like I can do like once, twice, maybe, but like there was a run there of like 4 episodes where all we're doing is killing T'Challa over and over again. And I'm like,
it wasn't just T'Challa. It was a lot of people, Mark.
It's a lot of people. All of them. Like, how do we make him cry? I'm just going to kill your Avengers over and over again.
They're still, and wisely so, I'm not saying how dare they, but like not introducing any characters that aren't in the cinematic universe. Am I correct? Or am I, you know, I mean, unless you count Doctor Strange, but I don't. That's just Doctor Strange. But like everything has been from the movies, and no characters who are not in the movies have been at play.
I don't believe so. I mean, I think that other than like Howard the Duck, who cameoed, who has a post-credit sequence scene in the first Guardians, and the Watcher, Uatu is the only new character that we haven't seen before.
Fair enough. You're absolutely right. Yeah, and fucking, you know, the narrator, for God's sakes, and more than the narrator, now gets involved in the fucking action.
I know, fucking badass Uatu.
Has he ever fought in the comics?
Not that I recall, but I was like, "Ooh, fucking Dimensional Warrior Uatu's just going for it."
I love the very simple but elegant visual of them smashing through dimensional barriers like they were glass, you know, windows.
Yeah,
like psh, 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 one after another. It was really, really dope.
It's gorgeous. So yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow, and I think tomorrow's episode is, as the finale begins to pull at the threads of things that didn't feel quite resolved in season 1. That's actually connecting all of this stuff together. So I look forward to that, because that had been my one bugaboo is that some of these endings felt less like endings and more just like we ran out of story.
In chat, Esther Souter said Tony Stark died in every episode he was in. Is that true? I think so.
I think so. I don't remember if he dies in Party Thor, but I don't remember if he's in Party Thor.
I don't think he's in Party Thor, is he? Then again, don't trust me. I'm the motherfucker who thought fucking Let There Be Carnage was rated R.
While we were on Marvel, and we have already...
Alex in chat said, Kev is out for blood. I hope there isn't a what if Ted Lasso. Oh, let me tell you.
Oof. The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. Again, what's going on with Nate, man? Can you believe they're going to end the season this way? He did him dirt. You know what? I'm not gonna
don't spoil it.
I'm gonna spoil it, but
yeah, I've heard criticisms of the show, specifically on the Nate Shelley angle of, how could you do that to Nate? And it's like, well, he was a puppy in season 1. And if you're looking to break an audience's heart, then you do bad things to the puppy. And so
I mean, if you're looking to get angry letters from the viewers, yes, you do bad things to a puppy. I didn't bump into it as hard. I bet you, I've thought for the actor, I'm sure the actor's like, oh, fucking, this is dope, man.
Yes.
I get to play other colors and stuff. And if, they have some sort of split, because you can't expect the unexpected when it comes to fucking Ted Lasso. So right now it looks like, oh my God, this is bleak, but they might spin it and wrap it up in a nice way. Or what looks like right now is, Splitsville going into the next season and stuff.
Yeah.
But but I'm buying it. I don't, there's nothing where I'm like, oh man, they betrayed everything I loved about the show. I'm like, no, I'm in. Some people just fucking, go south on you. Sometimes it ain't even you. It's obviously Nate's got some issues. Twice now we've seen him spit at himself in a mirror. Very disturbing.
Indeed. But also, if Ted Lasso is a show about anything, it's a show about forgiveness. And so it does not surprise me even if they split at the bottom of season 2, if season 3 is all about sort of closing that loop and sort of bringing the team back together.
In chat, Orion Lutit said, have you not seen John Wick? Bad thing to a puppy is a plot line.
That's the reason why there's a John.
Yes, exactly. All right. I guess that's enough of our chit chat at the top. Should we dive into the news?
I feel like we had been in the news for a while, so we might as well make it official.
Yeah, kids, we've been in the news. We didn't even fucking tell you, man. Boof. You're in the news and shit. You backdoored into the news, kids.
Yeah, we did.
What stories have you got?
Well, one of them was going to be Venom 2 opening to $90 million, but we hit that already. Let's do the rumor of the week. The rumor of the week, which I first encountered on Saturday, is that Marvel is currently prepping Daredevil season 4 for Disney Plus.
Now, I too have run across this rumor on the internet.
Yes.
And then I saw another story that said there's no source on this whatsoever, and there's no noise from inside Disney Plus about this.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, once you start seeing a story like this pop up, based on an exclusive from an insider who knows something and put it on his Patreon. Not that Patreon isn't great, not that there aren't insiders, and not that they don't have exclusives. But if nobody else has been able to confirm the story or picked up on the story, if not to say that big news is the final arbiter of all things, but if Variety or Collider or Slash Film or Hollywood Reporter or Deadline or EW or any of these other sort of trusted news outlets haven't even re-reported it,
yeah, I
don't believe it. And so it seems to have, just as quickly as it scratched the itch that lots of people had to see Charlie Cox again, back as Matt Murdock, it seems to have faded away.
In chat, Sinistar99 said, I put my secret stash book on my desk in front of the screen and nobody is signing it. What's going on? In reference to the fact that when we're at the cantina, they're right in front of us and we could sign it. I thought that was a very cute joke.
Well done.
And I needed that cute joke because, like, fuck all this cock teasing about Daredevil season fucking 4, man. Like, this is wishful thinking.
I mean,
Don't we get a little bit of concrete proof? I don't know. You know, it doesn't seem like it's a real thing. I wish it was real. I hope it is fucking real, man. I love that show. It was amazing. But this seems like people trying to will it into existence. No, more so than an actual scoop.
Yeah. I mean, and it's one of those things where I do believe that at some point Kevin Feige will want to play with the toys that are, you know, Daredevil and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. But I think that if it happens, it probably won't happen like this. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, I thought you were going to show us. The way you set it up, you're like, it'll happen like this. And I was like, did you prepare a little video or something like that?
I'd like to turn your attention to my PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, Mark has upped his fucking game. I got to start doing some PowerPoints.
Yeah, can I share the screen? Is that okay?
Blaze Malandra on in the chat said, I heard Wilson Fisk is going to be in the Hawkeye show. I'd heard that as well. And also Echo, there's an Echo series.
Yeah, it's in development that'll spin out of Hawkeye and potentially be its own thing. And there's a possibility that will seed some of those characters from the Netflix Marvel universe.
That's David Mack's character. David Mack and Joe Quesada created Echo.
Yeah.
Those guys must be like, holy shit, man. They're fucking doing an Echo show. Like, thank God we created Echo. We're gonna be Echo rich, man. Like we're gonna be billionaires echoing in the halls of fucking where do the rich people go? We're gonna be hanging out of Robert Kirkman's fucking house.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Brubaker's like, don't count your money yet, bro.
Yeah, really. Really. We met a guy who's like, it doesn't really work like that.
Yeah, I mean, good luck.
What else we got, Mark?
Speaking of Marvel and money.
Before we could ever talk about Marvel and money, I'm gonna have to take a drag of one of these fine CBD smokes.
Please don't let me get in the way.
Now I'm ready for this news. Hit me.
Scarlett Johansson and Marvel have come to terms over their lawsuit over the Black Widow payday.
Well, that was fast. What's my cut?
I believe you get nothing other than potentially Black Widow 2.
God damn it, man. Well, kids, if you want to help me out, because I've been shut out of the fucking ScarJo settlement, go to Walmart and buy this movie shirt.
There you go.
Pack of this and a Jay and Silent Bob shirt. It's only $10. You know, that way I'll never get that ScarJo money, but, you know, maybe I get some of that Jeremy Renner money.
Enough to buy yourself a nice burrito from the Wawa.
He had that app, and that app made fucking ducats.
Sure. He had an album that came out along with his with an ad for Jeep, I believe. Cleaning up.
Take that Renner money. How much you think ScarJo walks away with?
Well, she was paid $20 million for the movie up front. That was her deal. But part of her contract was that there was some theatrical, a share of the theatrical revenues. And her issue was that by releasing it on Disney Premiere at the same time as theatrical, that then cut into the potential for those theatrical revenues. The amount of the settlement was undisclosed, although some people are sort of eyeing a $40 million payout figure for her, in addition to her initial $20 million salary. So she did okay.
$20 million to be in the movie?
Yes.
$40 million bonus based on its performance?
She is, I'm sure her lawyers are saying, if it had a traditional theatrical release, that would have been her cut of a even mid-range Marvel movie. Tends to make around $600 million. And so her cut of theatrical would have been probably around there.
Mark, how do we star in a Marvel movie as quickly as possible?
Well, I figure we need to identify the 50-year-old, relatively out of shape male heroes, and then convince Kevin Feige to be like, hey, bro.
Give us the Willie Lumpkin movie.
Yeah. Or what if it's like
we'll introduce the Fantastic Four, backdoor them in our fucking movie.
we can be the like out to sea heroes for hire. I'll be Luke Cage. You can be Danny Rand.
Xavier Campon, who I believe I quoted before in chat, says she, meaning ScarJo, can thank Shang-Chi. Is that, you think that's accurate? The success of Shang-Chi made them be like, oh, let's pay out.
I think the success of Shang-Chi was proof positive that if they had released it or held it for a little bit to a slightly more post-COVID or at least post-throes of the pandemic world, that it would have made a vastly increased sum than it did when it came out when it did. So I don't think it's like, look at all this money we have, we're going to give her a chunk of it. I think it's more, ooh, nice Hella.
We were talking nice. Marvel, it only seemed appropriate.
I know. And also you've been acting today. You can't turn off that bug.
It's true, man. It's true. All the world's a stage, Mark. I got to do lines too. Not like, I mean, it is, but not those kind of lines. I got to do dialogue, and that's something I rarely get to do.
Oh, what's that like?
It sounds exactly like fucking Kevin Smith. Sounds like this. I got to play myself. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this yet. I was acting last week as well in a, you know what, before I fucking say this, let me just enter the word and see if they even announce it. Yes, hold on. Yes, in deadline, October 23rd, 2020. No, fuck that. March 18th, 2021. Nickelodeon greenlights Warped, a new live-action buddy comedy series from co-creators Kevin Koppelau and Heath Seifert. It is a show set in a comic book store. Fucking adorbs, man. And they asked me to come be in it and stuff. So I got to, again, I don't know if I'm spoiling shit, but I got to here, let me leave it at this. I went to the set of Warped. And being a guy that owns a comic book store, that fucking set was accurate as fuck. Very on point. But I was sitting there going like, man, I told the creators, I was like, I'm so mad. I should have created this show. Like, why the fuck didn't I think to set a show in a comic book store? I love this shit. So you always tell, at least I always tell the good ideas by the ones that I'm like, that should have been me. But
I was so close. I did a show called Comic Book Man. I was this far away. It was reality. If only I'd written a script. Fuck. But it looks good. The episode I'm in is very funny. So I'm I hope I didn't fuck with plans that they fucked it up. Yeah, I got a big fucking mouth, Mark. The people that helped me my whole life, they're like, shut the fuck up. But I had a good time. It was such a fun fucking thing to do. Yeah. I told them, I was like, I live so close. You could write me into every episode. And they were like, ha. And I was like, no, I'm fucking serious. Now, probably after this, they're like, you're never coming back, you spoiling fuck. Oh, it's Kevin Loose Lips Smith coming back to the set again, aren't you?
Is that you? You know what? That rolled off your tongue a little too fast. How, do people call me Kevin Loose Lips Smith?
I almost stumbled over it. I had to give it a little BC flair. It's amazing how quickly I began to fall into the speech patterns of British Columbia when I was up there for like 4 days in enough cabs, in like hang out with enough people, and you just start doing that thing where you're in the middle of the words just begin to like a roller coaster.
Oh, it's been a great con, eh?
Yeah, we are having a good time up here. I am.
Oh, it's, enough with the COVID already, eh? It's like, let us go out and enjoy our Timbits and our double doubles.
Have you been to Shooters yet? It's the one strip club we have in town. They tried to shut it down because of
you
COVID.
Get into different conversations than I ever get to in fucking Vancouver, my friend. And instantly they profile you and be like, "Want to go to a strip club?"
It's like, you look like you want to put them on the glass. I got a place for you.
Is that what one does in a strip club? Isn't putting it on the glass? What is that referred to?
As I remember it in the olden
duty
days,
booths, right? Like
the 42nd Street, like put a coin.
Yeah. That's putting it on the glass.
Yeah.
Or the guy in Midnight Express when Billy, that was putting on the glass. Oh man, good memory.
Oh.
You know, it's a fucking hip show when we're quoting Midnight Express.
Did not have that on the bingo card for today. So yes, ScarJo made her bank. She and Disney are now perfectly happy with each other. And so she can go off and do more Disney movies, as was probably always going to happen, but now they'll be less awkward.
Little Scarlet, happy at last.
Indeed. Very much indeed.
Somewhere Colin Jost is just like, this jackpot never ends. I mean, like, am I going to find out at the end of my life that I'm Angel Heart? How did I get all this?
Oh, Colin, you go write your little jokes.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine, like, every year when fucking SNL renewal comes up, he's just like, go ahead, fucking fire me.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah. Oh, Lauren, is this the pay raise you're going to give me? Ask me if I care. I'm only here because I need a thing to do on weekends.
Got to be 50-50, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Calculating their net worth in my head. I don't know why. It's never thought. I'm so not a money person, but suddenly I'm like, she just got $40 million.
Yeah.
Where's she going to put it? that's a lot of fucking dough.
Yeah, honey, you got to buy a bigger house to hold all the money.
And you know he's got that fucking Tom and Jerry money.
He really does. I mean, he is the richest man on Staten Island.
we him or Brian Quinn.
Yeah, true. Yeah, now they can fight for it.
It's true. The king of Staten Island.
Yeah, of the non-vampires, kings of Staten Island, they are the two.
What else we got?
James Gunn is developing another project with DC on the heels of Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. What is it?
There's another thing. He's been being very circumspect about it. I mean, he's got Guardians 3, which if you've watched his Instagram at all, you can see some of his filmmaking process, because he apparently storyboards every single shot of the movie, which most people do. You know, if you're operating at that level where there's 1,000 departments that all have to be on the same page, there's, you know, costume and visual effects and production design and, you know, autos and weapons and everybody needs to know what everybody else is doing. So storyboard a movie. But his process is he has one sheet of paper, one like little bit of cardstock per storyboard. And so sometimes his, like, I did a sequence and an action sequence, and he's got a stack of cards on his desk that's like this high. So he's hard at work on it. He's busy. He's like, yeah, by the time I'm done, I will have a tower of cards that will represent the entire movie that we can put up on a big wall, and so you can walk into a room of a movie. And
just never see, man. That's why I'll never be successful. That shit never occurred to me. Like, oh, I'll just put all the movie on cards so you can see it before the movie happens and stuff. Never occurred to me once. Good idea. Yeah. Taking storyboards to the logical degree, whereas you storyboard the entire fucking movie.
Yeah, it's very animation that way, because that's also how they pitch animated movies, even, and not by like, oh, right, let's make an animated movie. It's there's an ongoing pitch process in a cartoon where walk into this room and it's a story session, and you can see how every sequence develops, and you can begin to adjust and move, and because once you animate it, it's very hard to change things. So he went to Twitter and was doing a sort of Q&A, and he said that his Twitter exchange with a fan just said, yes, I'm developing another DC project besides Peacemaker. There's much speculation as to what that could be. It's entirely possible that could be another Suicide Squad movie, simply because DC and Warner Brothers do not seem like they want to let that franchise die. Maybe Blaze
Melandra in chat said, I'm real curious as to what character James Gunn was referring to when he said he's introducing one of Marvel's greatest characters in the holiday special. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's doing the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he tweeted that they're going to introduce, or he did an interview, said they're going to introduce one of Marvel's greatest characters in the holiday special. Now, naturally, some people are like, oh my God, it's Nova. Oh my God, it's fucking Adam Warlock. Oh my God, it's blah, blah, blah. But Blaise Melandra says probably Santa, because they did do a Marvel title about Santa. Santa is technically part of the Marvel universe. He had his own comic at one point. So
that's adorable.
Do you think he's doing a little bit of having fun with this? I wouldn't go so far as to say bait and switch. I've been at the receiving end of that, Mark. And
nope, don't even summon it.
I feel like you know, it's a bit of a tease. Could be Blaise is right that it actually is, you know, Santa, which would make a lot of sense.
That would be adorable.
And that would be, you know, a debut in the Marvel universe.
For sure. Now he's an MCU canon. Santa can deliver presents to all of you.
Disney's like, and now we own Santa.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah, we've got it all. We have your entire childhood now.
Pretty much. So yeah, it's there may be more information at the DC Fandom, which I believe is in a couple of weeks.
I saw a tweet with 1,000 fucking names in it. So many names. I was like, am I in this? No. not at all. The only Smith I saw is Tiffany Smith. God bless her.
Yes, indeed. She stays busy. She stays working.
Oh, yeah, always.
So yeah, who knows what that is, but I'm always curious to see what James Gunn is up to. So,
always.
You know, maybe it's a Polka Dot Man show.
I'd watch that. Fucking Desmalchin. Brought some poignancy to that character.
Yeah, he was my favorite character in the whole thing. Just because I got him. I understood him.
What else we got?
Dude, Captain Kirk is actually going to outer space.
Wow.
And I found this kind of delightful.
Yeah.
90 years old, William Shatner is hopping on Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin space flight on October 12th and is going where no man that old has gone before.
There you go. I was going to say, a lot of fucking men have gone there before, women as well. But yeah, no man that old has gone before. It seems accurate. It's fucking crazy, though, when you look at him and you're like, that guy's 90? Like, he looks 70 max. So, but still 90? He must be in the peak of health. You know they ain't putting him up in space if he's not in the peak of health.
Could you imagine if William Shatner dies on Jeff Bezos' spaceship in outer space? Like, fingers crossed it doesn't happen. I don't want him to ever die.
Yeah, number one, horrible thought, but you know, that would be the end of Amazon.
You killed Captain Kirk with your spaceship? Fuck you.
How awesome for him, man.
Yeah.
Ground control to Major
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
You're trying to think.
It really was, and it didn't really pan out at all. Wow, man, the shat, just shatting all over space.
Just leaving a trail.
Space just taking a big shat, man. Well, space is not ready for William Shatner.
No, I mean, Earth barely is.
Yeah, we were lucky to have him for as long as we have. Now space is going to meet. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I feel like if he doesn't, while he's up there for all of the 13 minutes that he will be in orbit, I just want him to like recite lines from Star Trek 2.
See, I go the other way. I want him to run into extraterrestrial life who are not fans of Star Trek, but TJ Hooker instead. Where they're like, we've come for the hooker. You don't have that in your plan? He's like, the TJ Hooker, slide across a hood. Am I allowed to do the Martian voice, or is that off limits as well?
I think you can do Martian. I think it is not as much trouble as Italian.
Oh, slide across the hood. Speaking of Italian, how did we not talk about, I don't know, were you a big Sopranos fan?
I was, but it's been 20 years since I engaged in the Sopranos.
You mean you didn't rewatch the Sopranos during the pandemic like a lot of people did?
I did not. I was in
I went for another drive through fucking Newark and the surrounding areas, my friend.
The oranges.
And the oranges, absolutely. It was so fucking wonderful. So I was delighted to watch The Many Saints of Newark, which premiered, in theaters and of course on HBO Max. last weekend. And, you know, fucking like, how do you talk about it without spoiling it?
Well, I know that Tony Sopranos may or may not have been shot in a diner. So I know where it goes.
That diner makes an appearance like in the movie, like the place where Tony died in the show, you know, because it's young Tony. Right. So all the same places existed in Newark. So yeah, they go back to, I think it's called Holden's. Good flick though.
Yeah.
You know, definitely informed by my love of The Sopranos. So there were cool Easter egg moments of like, oh. But, you know, compelling enough story in its own right, you know, touched on the Newark riots pretty heavily as a key turning point in the movie and stuff like that. So, you know, it was, I love the fuck out of it watching it at home. But I would have went to see this in the movie theaters. I thought James Gandolfini's kid did a really nice job. It's very sweet to see him play his father. Vera Farmiga was excellent. You know, as the young version of Livia. I wish the Lord would take me. I love that show because that woman sounded like my grandmother. My grandmother was not like a narcissistic, psychopathic, sociopathic, like hate tank like Livia, but she would say the same fucking shit. Like, go on. And fucking, I wish the Lord would take me. I don't know what happened to all those people who fucking lived in Newark, man, but it's in the blood. They just all want the Lord to take them.
Just defeated by things.
I hope I never get to that point in life where I'm like, oh, Mark, I just want the Lord to take me. I mean, number one, that would be me going like, hey, I'm back on that Lord thing.
Like, this is a turn, but all right. So
circled back. I mean, ironically, I'm really sad that I made Dogma. But I hope that I'm just like, you know, my grandmother lost her sight, so she would say that a lot. So she was like blind for a good 10 years. And so, you know, she couldn't even do the things she liked doing, like crocheting and making fucking, you know, dumplings and stuff like that. So, you know, I get it. She was kind of trapped in darkness, and fucking her husband was dead. All the people she knew were fucking dead. And like her kids were all grown up, had lives of their own. And some of them were dead. Some of her kids beat her into the grave. So I get it. You know, it was never a pleasant thing to hear when you go, hey, Graham, how you doing? Well, I prayed and he just won't take me. And you're like, who's that, Graham? She's like, Jesus. And you're like, oh, man. Really? Pray that Jesus will take it, Graham? And she's like, yeah, I don't need to be here anymore. But every night I pray and he doesn't take me. Where do you go with a conversation from there?
I brought these muffins.
You're like, so you want to play some rummy, Graham?
I can't see the cards. Well, I'll tell you what they are.
That was what we did. We'd always play cards together and shit. And then when she couldn't see, cards went out the window as well. Long days sitting in the darkness, and long days, you know, for me to visit her. But my God, how long those days must have been for her. So, you know what? Maybe she can be forgiven for being like, I wish the Lord would take me. But she made it to 88. Welcome to Beyond the Grave with Mark and Kevin, where we talk about dead relatives that you've never met and have no effect on your pop culture enthusiasm.
FatMan Beyond the Veil.
My grandmother would have been mystified by all this shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've told you about my grandfather before, who did not believe in the moon landing or dinosaurs. And so podcasting would have been like, what the are you just talking to people?
He's like, look, I didn't believe in the moon landing or dinosaurs. That's what I said. But what I meant was I believe that dinosaurs landed on the moon.
Cooler. Let's run with this.
He's like, fuck your boring history. Mine's got dinosaurs in them.
Let there be carnage on the moon.
Not bad. Somewhere Steven Spielberg is like, that's kind of like E.T. crossed with Jurassic Park. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do Jurassic Off-World. Fuck it. Let's go.
Yes. Jurassic 10. Jason Goes to Space. What else we got?
Speaking of Italians.
Be Italian.
There is a Rocky IV director's cut that is coming to theaters on November 11th. Apparently, Sylvester Stallone has added 40 minutes of never-before-seen footage to the 1985 movie.
40? 4-0?
4-0.
I hope there's more of that robot footage.
According to the trailer, yeah.
Happy birthday, Paulie. I could watch 10 more minutes of that shit. That was 4, right? That wasn't 3?
That was 4.
That's right. They're like, we're going to Russia, kid. Here's a fucking robot you could fuck.
Your robot babysitter. Make me and your mother and your fucking drunk uncle.
Goodbye.
Go Moscow. Yeah.
Does his family go? He's like, do you think they're coming back? And he's just like, I am now in charge. That's why I remember in Rocky V, his kid hated him. That's why.
Yes, maybe that's the connective tissue we're getting. It's why Milo Ventimiglia hates fucking Rocky Balboa.
Like, that fucking robot threw me a beating every day.
That robot touched me, Dad, in places no robot should touch you. I've been probed, Pops.
You took it dark. Very, very dark.
Clearly it was going there.
I was trying to surf, the tasteful wave. You took us right into the depths, my friend.
Yeah, you were in the PG-13 and I went straight R.
You better go R, because fucking Carnage didn't, and look what happened to that movie. They didn't make any money whatsoever.
If I had to guess, this will be an unrated film that will not be so because of content, but because they probably won't represent it to the MPAA for a rating, given that they're adding new shit to it.
Huh. I mean, I don't know if you can do that. I think you have to represent to the MPAA.
It depends. At the very least, I know that when director's cuts would go on video, it would be like the theatrical cut is the rating, and then unrated is whatever the content, the new content would be. So yeah, man, I listen. I love me some Rocky. I love me some Rocky 4. Not as much as I like Rocky 3, but Rocky 4 made $300 million worldwide back in 1985 when that was real fucking money.
Yeah, no doubt.
It
appealed to everybody who was like, USA. Shit,
yeah.
man. Even fucking the Russians in that movie fucking come to Rocky's side. Eventually they're like, Rocky.
Did you ever see that fake, ESPN has a 30 for 30 documentary series. They made a fake one about how actually this fight brought about Glasnost and the fall of the Berlin Wall. And
that's cute.
It's so great. But yeah, so 40 more minutes. Stallone will have a live Q&A in select markets in partnership with Fathom and MGM, who are putting this out. Fucking more Rocky. Give it to me. Didn't know that I wanted it, but now you're telling me I can get it. Give it to me.
Honestly, I didn't care. But when you said 40, I'm like, that's what the fuck? What does that look like? I want to see what 40 more minutes of Rocky 4 looks like.
It's a third of Clerks 3.
Oh, look, Man is here, everybody.
Do you think they spent more or less money than the Snyder Cut spent on the extra 40 minutes of that?
Way fucking less. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. MGM was like, look, if you want to do this, you pay for it.
It's like Stallone with a razor blade and some tape in a editing room.
He is a fucking filmmaker. This guy is not just an Academy Award winning screenwriter, but he's a very accomplished director. I would not be surprised if he kept all of his fucking trims in order and stuff like that and waited for the right time. This guy is one of the original brilliant self-marketers and certainly understands how to extend his fucking career, man. I mean, he's got $100 million grosser in every decade of the last, 4 decades? So I wouldn't be surprised if a young Stallone was just like, no, this will have a home one day. And, it's never been on DVD before or anything like that.
No, it has. It has. Actually, but not these 40 minutes. These 40 minutes have never been seen.
That's what I'm saying. The 40 minutes have never even been a...
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's a long con. Hold on to it that long to not fucking succumb to Laserdisc or DVD before you're finally like, no, I'm holding out. Because one day this world's going to fucking fall to a germ. And then they're going to want their past. And that's when I'm going to stick in the extra 40 minutes. Yo, Paulie, an extra 40. All robot action. The robot comes out to fight. He's like, happy birthday, Paulie. And he fights the robot.
Are you some kind of bum? I'm going to beat you up, you robot.
Look, I like the Rocky saga. Listen to me, saga. I liked it when I was a kid, but I love the Creed direction of it. I love that they kept the shit going where I'm like, holy shit, I had no idea how much I missed this mythology. But I'll wait until this extended cut comes to home video. I'm not rushing out to see that.
No, you're not going to head to the theater for Rocky 4 plus 40.
No, I mean, I honestly don't even know if I'd rush for Rocky 3 plus 30. You know, and I like that one way more than 4, but still. Now, you tell me Creed with an extra 50. Ooh. Give you my money.
Fuck, take it.
Yeah. Particularly if it's a lot of like kids popping wheelies in the street. That really captured my imagination. Never mind that fighting stuff. I've seen many movies with fighters, but
give me more ATVs popping wheelies.
What else we got going on?
That is all the news, my friend.
Are you shitting me?
I am not at all.
Banff man, did you pop in to say something?
Oh yeah, I muted my mic. I said I got a couple things.
Well, that was a real stealth Banff. That was like one sneak Banff, man.
Yeah, I got a couple of things we can chat about real quick.
Ooh, what you got?
They announced
from Banff, man, ladies and gentlemen, JC, the proprietor of Scum and Villainy Cantina right there in Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard, which is open right now for your drinking pleasure and eating pleasure. They serve food. I saw food go by the other day.
Yeah, tater tots.
Yeah,
yes, that's the specialty. They announced when you can book your voyage on the Disney Galactic Star Cruiser. So, if you're a Club 33 member, you can call up and book to go to the Star Wars hotel that's completely immersive. So all the windows in the hotel are like HD TV screens that look out onto space. So there's a rollout that started today for like VIPs and people. But on October 28th, people like me can go on and shuffle all my life savings to Walt Disney for 2 nights on the Galactic Star Cruiser. So anybody who's looking forward to that. At the
end. Are you doing it? Are you going to do it, JC?
I am going to do it.
Of course he's going to do
it. Yeah, I mean, I really want to. It's so funny because everyone's like, they got no windows. I'm like, yeah, like a fucking casino.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be in a thing and you're in an adventure the whole fucking time. So when you look out your window, you see fucking space and TIE fighters floating around. How dope is that? How much is it?
The sample pricing they put out. So if you want to squeeze 4 adults into a tiny, tiny little room, it's around $750 per adult per night. If you just want 2 adults, it's like $1,500 per adult per night. And those are prices in the fine print for starting in August of 2022. So the hotel opens in March. So if you want to go in the first 6 months that the hotel is open, I think it's more expensive. And then the prices just go up from there.
Wait, it's more expensive and then the prices go up?
It's more expensive for the first 6 months than it is starting in August of 2022. So if you want to be one of the first people on it, you're going to pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, like, that might be a thing worth fucking doing. Because essentially, think about it. How many nights is it? The adventure?
2 nights. So you arrive at like 1 p.m., and then you do stuff that day, you sleep, you do stuff the whole next day, you sleep, you get breakfast, and they shoot you out in an escape pod.
I mean, think about... Do they shoot? Think about it. It's like you're paying for, premium prices to stay at a really nice new hotel, and you're also paying for Broadway tickets. That's what it's like, because you're seeing a live show for 2 days straight.
I saw it.
Believe me, I'm not so far gone in this world that I'm like, it's reasonable. It's not. Clearly, it's a very unreasonable price, and it's meant for people who have, unreasonable expectations of having a good time at Disney World and Disneyland. So I'm all for it, but I also understand if a bunch of people are like, this is one of the grossest, elitist things I've ever fucking heard in my life or something. I get that too. But think about what you're actually paying for. It is a 2-day long live action performance of a Star Wars movie.
It
you
is
are in the midst of. It's once in a lifetime kind of thing. This ain't like Disney World where, and I ain't trying to sell it. I got no skin in this fucking game, but Disney World, you can go visit and do it in a day, maybe 2, and then fucking, you can go back in a couple years and do it again. Or if you're a real Disney freak, you go every fucking week and shit. This sounds like something you'll do once and then never fucking again in this lifetime.
The sample itinerary, you have like a sabat game that you can sit down and play. One of the like casinos you go to, they have like live Cantina band music, so you can like watch some galactic band play galactic music. I know how ridiculous it is, but it's like the only thing I've ever wanted since I was 5 years old,
When does it go on sale?
So if you're a member of Club 33...
Are you?
I am not. I don't love the Disney stuff. I'm like the Star Wars guy. So, apparently Club 33 members could start booking today. And then there's like a VIP thing, and then if you have a Visa credit card. But October 28th is the day that anybody can call. And they're not doing online. You have to call on the telephone to reserve.
Does the baby get to go for free?
I think so. That'll be the if I have to pay for my 14-month-old daughter to go, then I don't know if we're gonna drop the change on her.
They're like, this kid can't go, so we're gonna drop her off on a desert planet, tattooed.
Yes.
Owen Lars and his wife Baru.
We've got a shitty robot here who can watch your kids. Worked fine for the Stallone family.
You know what, man? Like that, you of all people deserve to go there. You deeply, deeply love this shit. So this is my gift to you. I will pay for your Disney Star Wars fucking.
Oh man. Be careful what you promise on the internet where people can see it.
I'm saying JC, everybody, not fucking anybody else. JC.
Oh, thank you.
Again. You heard me ask if the baby was free, and you said yes. Why fucking baby? I'll pay for some adults because a baby be like, it'd be wasted on a baby. As far as
yeah.
Most
you and your lady will absolutely enjoy it. You've done
amazing.
Much for me over the years. The least I could do is send you there. So I know you're going regardless, but you book it, I'll fucking pay for it.
Oh, thank you.
And then you come back on the show and tell us all about it.
Yeah, I'll shoot video.
Yeah,
look what I stole.
Are you allowed to shoot fucking video? I mean,
I'm sure you're not.
I don't
really?
know.
I mean, no way. They charge you that much money, and they're like, put that fucking phone down.
Stormtroopers carry you off.
You can't shoot Hamilton footage from the fucking seats, even though you spend $1,000 for those tickets.
That's a good point. That's right.
That's true.
It's all proprietary.
I also
might take your fucking phone away, man. That'd be crazy.
Before our show starts, I'm always like, don't shoot video of FatMan Beyond in the cantina. So if I'm saying that, I'm sure Disney's like, don't do this.
You're walking around the fucking ship. They're like, what are you fucking nuts? But somebody's gonna, man. Somebody always makes, you go to YouTube, you can watch videos of every fucking dark ride in Disneyland, Disney World, and fucking Universal and stuff. There's no way somebody ain't gonna fucking sneak a camera in there, man.
Yeah, they totally will, but they won't be happy about it.
They're gonna be like this. What? Yeah.
The other thing that happened since last show was, which isn't as fun as all the rest of the stuff, but it kind of is, and it affects everything we're talking about, is IATSE voted to authorize a strike in its negotiations.
So they voted to strike?
Yeah. Well, they voted to authorize a strike.
90% of union members voted, and 96% of the people who voted yes.
Wow.
So, if the studios don't play ball, it looks like we're going to lose anything that has not been shot up until, October, November. It does not affect Clerks 3, though. I asked.
We're done, right?
Yeah. Well, it would affect us, though, as union members. Yeah. We wouldn't be allowed to work on it.
I'm done with my cut.
The sound mixers and all of those people wouldn't be able to do it. But because it's on a different contract, it doesn't affect our movie. So we win.
Right?
But
so we can be supportive of the strike and still work through the strike?
And still work, yeah.
You win.
I mean, it seems hypocritical, but yay for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has something to do with the low budget agreement. What tier we're under.
Yeah. I mean, same thing with
the IATSE fight, as I understand it, is about, hey, enough with this new media bullshit. Like, Netflix is fucking Netflix. Pay us right. That's what it is, correct?
It's both that, and we would like to have weekends. We would like to have meal breaks. We would like to, there should be a certain set number of hours I get to sleep. It's so much of it feels like it's just basic human decency that has gone by the wayside as the studios just try to get more content for less money.
Give them everything. You got nothing without a fucking crew. You're only as good as the people that are willing to help you make your dream come true. And don't fucking be like, yeah, they get fucking paid. Hey, man, there's a lot of jobs they could be doing. A lot of different things getting shot. They pick yours to work on. Oh, fuck, man. I love the fucking crew. So I support the fucking strike wholeheartedly, man. Like,
it's also like on some of these new media deals that are like Netflix shows, the lead costume person or the lead hair and makeup's making like $17 an hour. Yeah. Which is like less.
These are all predicated on these old deals on what new media was fucking 10, 15 years ago. And it has changed obviously very fucking rapidly. It's the dominant fucking media, and yet they're not paying aggregate prices to like film and television. So right now, everyone, who works under new media deals, the studio side, the people that make the content, they don't have to shell out as much money as a network or a fucking movie studio based on old contracts going, forward with the unions and stuff. So yeah, it's high time, like, to renegotiate, especially in a world where it's like, new media is no longer experimental. Like, it's Netflix, it's Apple, it's Amazon, it's fucking Disney. Like, these are companies that have a lot of money. It's not like they're hurting and can't afford to pay going rates, of people what they normally get when they work in film and TV.
Well, and you start to do the math. And like Netflix has over 100 million subscribers. Disney has over 100 million
200 million.
And everybody's paying $10 a month. So the math on that is they're making $20 billion a month every month on subscriber revenue. Right? And it's like
Wait, what?
Do
that math again.
So if it's, I'm going to bust out my phone so I don't sound like an idiot on the internet. But if you have 200 million people each month who are paying $10, I get 2 air 9. Is it 2 billion or 20 billion? 2 billion. Okay, so it's 2 billion, but that's still $24 billion per year on these streaming channels. And so, you can give people enough time to get home and go to sleep.
Chicken Monkey 33 in chat said, what was Mark going to say about his short?
My short also falls under the super low budget clause contracts, whereas we are then able to shoot even if the IATSE goes on strike. And I similarly am 100% in support of it, because nothing ever changes unless you threaten to take the food out of the corporate mouth, right? Like when the writers have not struck a lot, the Writers Guild, but they struck once and shut down Hollywood for like 14 months. And then eventually, the studios came to terms and they realized that, okay, yeah, we turns out we cannot not have the content we have. I mean, you can thank that strike for things like Survivor and Big Brother and reality TV as we know it, all of which were done, quote unquote, without writers. But if IATSE goes on strike, which they've never done in 150 some odd year history of the whatever it is, the International Association of Television something employees, television and stage employees, theatrical stage employees. If they go on strike, everything stops. Like almost everything stops. Every TV show that you really love stops. Every movie that you can't wait to go see stops. Everything just takes a break.
Does the news stop?
I believe it does. I think those
They
guys are all
also like crews all IATSE there and stuff.
I think so.
Live network programming stuff.
I mean, I'm sure they will find a way to automate it, which they might have done, but
or they're just got the skeleton crew and the fuckers on the news look like Batman. 19, like nobody can use any hair products because the Smilex poison, so they're like looking like hell.
Yeah,
be all for that.
Many of the things that you love will not be coming to you at the rate you expect it to, and so it always requires labor to remind management that they're essential to the process.
Yeah, and look, as a guy who just finished making a movie, what was I going to do by myself with the actors? I don't know how to fucking run a thing. I don't know how to make anything work. I'm fucking useless on a movie set unless I'm surrounded by IATSE. So more power to them. In chat, we'll walk lightly here. The open floor said, I don't mean to open up old wounds, LOL, but I rather did enjoy Masters of the Universe, truly. When will the back half be released, or will it be released? It'll definitely be released, and there's news of that coming very soon.
Ooh, nice. Way to dodge.
Thank you. And now on to something else before somehow I get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I'm out of news. JC is going to a fancy Star Wars hotel.
Give it up for Mark. He gave you the news. Give it up for JC. He's getting what he fucking deserves. And usually when that happens in life, it's a bad thing. Here, it's a fucking good thing. And give it up for me because I'm a published author yet again.
Well done.
That's secret stats. Look at that. Thick as a dick. And when I say that, clearly I'm talking about my own dick. I know there are many people out there who are like, my dick is way thicker than that. Well, congratulations.
You must use Blue Chew.
I know a woman named Schwalbach who's been telling me you exist my whole fucking marriage. There are way thicker dicks out there, Kevin. I'm like, I know.
I was in the locker room once.
It's just weird when she says it in front of my mother. Hey, Bathman is here. What you hanging about for?
I figured I'd hang out until Q&A because I figured that's where we were going.
Did you pick questions?
I have some questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, JC, the proprietor of Scum and Villainy Cantina. I'm like Brad Dourif in the old Dune. I'm like, go quickly and quietly. Don't alert anybody.
And don't make a sound without.
Me and Mark have been talking about finally doing our Dune commentary.
I know. I feel like if it's going to happen
before the new Dune comes out, and which we're like, just a Fremen hair away from it happening.
What studio released the original Dune?
Universal.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could screen it at Scum and Villainy, and we could do it live. I'll have to check it what my license
we could.
does.
I'd be like, I ain't fighting it, but it won't be as funny. it doesn't work that way. What I would probably do if we were going to watch it is like what we've done on the other flicks. I would watch it the night before, take a bunch of fucking notes, and then watch it again with Mark so that I had a bunch of notes at the ready and shing 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 shing. I'm like Hella with those fucking echo knives, and I'm like just like that.
Nice.
Thanks.
Otherwise, like a walrus being born. Just
yes.
Hello, look at you.
Walrus with the upside down fucking tusks, man. That's like a children's book that hasn't been written yet. Holy shit. Copyright, trademark, Kevin fucking Mark right here.
What was the upside down tusks? Why is he
Tusks,
smiling?
walrus with the upside down tusks.
He's always so happy.
Like a fucking Rudolph thing, man. Like, you know, he's all fucked up until they need him. And then, hey, he opened the beer. And then he becomes a hero and shit. Or like somebody was coming to attack the wall. You know, this takes it very dark, but somebody's coming to attack the walrus pack, but he, you know, they pushed him forward, and since his tusks were faced up, they gored the motherfucker. And then everybody was like, no, and they left Walrus Island, and they're like, oh my God, fucking Tusky saved us. We always teased him because his shit was busted, but fucking he literally gored. And then they were like, you know, Tusky got the taste for blood. And he's like, I hunt man. And so he goes into the water, chases the boat down, knocks them into the water, feasts on men, brings carcasses back to Walrus Island. And not only do they fucking like, you know, he's their best friend, now he's their fucking king. Because
I like how suddenly you've roped me into Tusk 2.
Need help, man. Fucking misery loves company. I ain't going through that shit alone again.
First it was, let's do a kid's book, you know, about the fucking smiley walrus. And suddenly it's murder Tusky.
That's my problem, man. Like everything, I want to take everything into a dark area. I should really just seize the commercial instinct and just make it happy, make it a Pixar movie. But instead I'm like, and then the devil shows up.
It's like, oh, it's the little walrus with the upside down tusks who can help like all of the Norse gods open their beer. Like, that's cute. But no, he's dragging bodies.
I like it where he accidentally kills somebody and shit, but then he gets a taste for it. So he's like, like, you know, he's fucking seen man come to Walrus Island and take what they've wanted for years. And now here's his fucking chance to fight back and shit.
We will have man flesh.
I think I like it more as a revenge thriller.
Clearly.
But there's more money in the kid story, you know.
The only way to go, it seems, is if to do the kid story for adults. The walrus version of Go the Fuck to Sleep. Did you ever see that the Sam Jackson book?
Yeah.
It's like, just go the fuck to sleep.
I guarantee you kids would be fucking fat. You know, kids are weird, right? They're always like into the weird shit. They would be fascinated by the story of a walrus who was born with his tusks upside down and shit. Like, I had a kid. Their minds get captured. Their imaginations get captured by the weirdest, stupidest fucking detail. And that seems like one of those details where people like, come on, man, fucking, this deer's got a red nose. And for generations, we've been like, what? And it glows. Like, people are fucking simple like that. So I think if you did a walrus with his tusks, you know, upside down, there's a lot of like, hey, that's me. A lot of people see themselves in that walrus.
I mean, it's Happy Feet, man. Like, for sure.
I know. I guess we didn't really mint a new formula. This has been done many times. Rudolph, Happy fucking Feet. I don't know.
All I'm saying is there's money in these trees unless you turn them into I like man flesh. Then I feel like there's less money.
That's where I go off the rails right there. Yeah, but people remember that I like man flesh a lot more. You know, there's a very small segment of the population that loves it to death.
Like 9 guys in Norway. We're just going to love this to no end.
Michael Hatch in chat says, from tusk till fawn.
Till fawn. That's awesome. Gallant in chat said, Tusk 2, the murder bloodening. That's not for nothing. It's a great fucking title, The Murder Bloodening.
It's pretty good. It reminds me of Schitt's Creek, the croning.
The croning, is that what they called it?
Yeah, there's a whole birds like fucking thing where it was about a bunch of murderous crows. It was called like Crow 2, the croning.
We're sitting there going, hey, this is Rudolph. Trevor Golding very rightfully pointed out the ugly duckling. Like, this shit goes way far back. Isn't that a Hans Christian Andersen fucking story?
Pretty much.
Yeah, so our fucking upside down tusked walrus story totally bites off Hans Christian Andersen. So much so that we'll name the fucking walrus Hans, and then it's homage, and nobody says we stole it.
Nobody would say it anyway, and now we're telling them we're stealing.
Oh, God damn it. We've revealed our fucking plan. I got to stop reading chat.
Chat wants to fail.
Listen to Ryan B. Fucking Johnny Come Lately. Did they talk about Venom 2 yet? Come on, dude. Come on.
This for 2 hours.
Like fucking hours ago, we talked about that shit. All right. Let's here's a question for me. Eric Peter Carlson says, any news on the Doc Clerk? Yes. Go to csmod.com. You can get tickets. I'm coming around for a tour with the movie with Malcolm. We're going to go out and bring the show on the road. We're going to Austin. We're going to Vancouver, St. Louis. Fuck, where else are we going? If you go to csmod.com, you can see it's like a mini tour, 4 or 5 dates where you watch the movie and then we come out and chit chat about it afterwards. And it happens in November. So if you're interested in seeing Clerk, the documentary about my life, it's coming very soon. And for those of you who are like, but I'm not near any of those fucking cities, what do I do? It'll be streaming all over your face, neck, and chest. New media, as they call it. Anyway, all right, fucking enough about me. Let's get to the murder bloodening of it all, shall we? JC, pick a question for us.
All right. Nadine Lee Morris was interested to know if you could take any Hanna-Barbera IP and turn it into a feature film, what would it be and what would the storyline be?
If I could take any Hanna-Barbera property and turn it into a feature film, a la like Spielberg did with the Flintstones?
Yeah, Flintstones or is it Yogi Bear?
That's a probably more recent example. Okay, let me think. I mean, like, you know, the no-brainer would be the Jetsons, because who don't fucking love the Jetsons? Flying cars, fucking dog walking, you know, ramps and shit like that. You know, Jetson, a mean-ass boss. We can all identify with this. You know, but that takes like fucking vision and green screen and time. And I don't know if I got the patience for that. So let me think. I might want to go. I mean, there's a part of me that wants to do Hong Kong Phooey, but I bet you that's probably a little difficult. You know, I'm probably not the guy for it.
In so many ways.
Yeah, yes. I don't check any of the boxes whatsoever.
Not a dog. I don't know Kung Fu.
Can't do the voice. So many things. How about this? I don't know. Magilla Gorilla always fascinated me because, like, that fucking gorilla was cheap and he still couldn't sell it. Like, who didn't want to pay 5 cents for a gorilla?
Seriously.
And how the fuck didn't OG have 5 cents? She couldn't scrounge together a fucking nickel? Cute kid like that? Just go up to a relative and be like, I want to buy a gorilla for 5 cents. Oh, here you go, kid. That's funny. And she literally would have come home with a gorilla and a hat and suspenders. And then everybody listens to you at that point, Mark. Nobody ignores little baby OG after then. Fucking,
you got a gorilla. You can set the tone.
Oh yeah. All right. So that's a possibility, but you know, I wish I had been a bigger Johnny Quest fan because that lends itself to live action, but I'm not into Johnny Quest. Let me see. What is my favorite? Oh, fucking dangling in front of my face and I don't see it. I love superhero shit. I love fucking dogs. You give me Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt, I'm a happy camper.
Ooh, that's a good pull.
Thank you. It took a minute to get there. I had to surf through the cobwebs of my mind, Mark, but I eventually arrived on something that I would be very excited to do. Live action, Blue Falcon, fucking Dynamite, no crossover. I ain't fucking sticking any of the Scooby Gang in as guest stars or anything. You save that shit for the sequel, if at all.
Nice.
Because this is a concept that can stand on its own. A hero and his fucking heroic dog who's also a robot. What kid ain't gonna love that? You know, it's like Batman and Jar Jar.
Every kid would love that.
Yes. How about you? What would you do?
I mean, you hit it on the head in your sort of island of castaway ideas. Johnny Quest.
I knew it. You'd be great for Johnny Quest, man, because you got that kind of adventure episodic mindset, man. You'd like to build set pieces and stuff.
Yeah, Johnny Quest would be fun.
You can get Mike Pence to play that one guy.
Race Bannon.
Yeah, he got the look.
He would never do it because
Steve Martin as Race Bannon kind of works as well.
I mean, you'd need to like put him through the Marvel de-ager a bit because like Steve Martin looks good, but he's also like 75 years old.
Mark, what do you call people who are big fans of race?
Racially motivated.
Not racist. Do you like Johnny Quest? Yeah, I'm a straight up racist. What?
Hold on.
I mean, I love Race Bannon.
I've been working on this theory for a while. I like to call it my critical race theory. It's that Race Bannon.
Jeff's kiss. Oh my God, so timely. Paging Saturday Night Live. There's a guy who could write for you.
Race Bannon and Dr. Benton Quest were lovers. Really? Are you sure?
Theory?
It's my critical race theory on the show.
You're like, here's my critical race theory. Why did those two old men hang out with those little boys so much?
Doesn't seem like good parenting. I'm just saying.
Like, aren't they always putting them in danger just by being around them? I'm very critical of this race. In theory, but he could be a better father.
They both could, really.
All right, there you go. Two answers right there. Two fine answers.
I'll throw you a third.
Okay.
I would do wacky races, but I would do it in the style of Fast and the Furious. Because it means you could get 9 ridiculous, fun, crazy movies out of it.
And also, counting. Like, people building those cars in the real world, like, fuck looking at cars that you can see in a fucking store window. You show me fucking Dick Dastardly's car, man, Muttley's car and shit like that. Oh, Penelope Pitstop's car. Build those things in real life. That's visually fun.
Yeah, like, you know, Snagglepuss has like a bromance with Muttley and all the relationships you could have, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
I think you're confusing the wacky races for the Laugh Olympics. Because the wacky races, if I remember correctly, had a very set cast of racers, didn't include like, hey, it's Scooby-Doo and shit. Laugh Olympics was the big end game crossover where anybody could fucking meet and play in a sport. Maybe I'm wrong. Anybody in chat want to back that up? But I thought the wacky races had a very specific cast that was insular to that show itself.
I'm thinking, like, I remember watching it. I thought it had like Muttley and Snagglepuss. Because I'm thinking of the one I was watching when I was like mid 80s, early 80s.
Jay Kelly in chat says you are definitely conflating the two. I am correct, they said. Ash Fox, though, is saying Wacky Races had Captain Caveman, so I don't know. They didn't. I don't think Wacky Races did have Captain Caveman. I can't believe we're getting into a serious conversation about this, but this is my childhood we're talking about. I remember the Wacky Races as being Dick Dastardly, Penelope Pitstop, you know, fucking Muttley was with Dick Dastardly, but it wasn't like the entire breadth of the Hanna-Barbera universe. Whereas Laugh Olympics was fucking Grape Ape is fighting Squidly fucking Diddley. Like, holy shit.
Maybe so. Did I screw that up? I may have screwed that up. I mean, I was 3, so I'm pulling from a long time ago.
Nightshade Holloway says Hanna-Barbera produced the show Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. I want an update. It's true. They made like an animated sitcom that was kind of like Proto Simpsons, not nearly as funny or biting, but it was called Wait Till Your Father Gets, Wait Till Your Father Gets, Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. Only one season it ran, but it was primetime animation, if I remember correctly.
I was looking through the Wikipedia of Hanna-Barbera Productions, and I see Partridge Family 2200 AD. And now I want to do that show. I want to do the fucking, like, the family that's got to sing songs to save the universe in the future. Yes.
They had a dream they'd go traveling together, Mark. Spread a little love and they can keep moving on. Something always happens whenever they're together. Now I'm mixing up all lyrics. There's 2 versions of the Partridge Family song, and one tells the secret origin of the Partridge Family. Like one is just general, like, the song, of course, is "Come on, get happy," and so one is just general, like singing will make you happy and shit. But there's one version of the fucking Partridge Family song that literally does their secret origin, which I think it was like 5 of us and mom working all day. We knew we could help her if our music was good.
Dad
Dan,
got
they
killed
reference
in a
Danny. They go
drive-by
Danny,
shooting.
Danny. No, they go Danny, meaning Danny fucking Partridge. Danny told Ruben, meaning Ruben Kincaid, their agent, to play our song, and it sounded even better when mom came along. That's the fucking secret origin. Like their mom was like, I got all these fucking kids and I'm working all the time. And they were like, if we could just fucking put a band together, a song together. And they did. And then Danny Partridge took it to fucking Ruben, cracked wise. Ruben played it. And he's like, I think there's something here. Bam, you got the Partridge Family.
Did they explain what happened to Dad?
They never did. But that's what we do in our Partridge Family movie. It's fucking, we finally tell the story of what happened to Daddy Partridge. And in our version, the Partridges get huge, and that's when he comes out of the woodwork, man.
Oh, I was going to go like 6 feet under, that like Dad is dead and the ghost is just, it's a dark show with really dark songs, but
it's darker if he's alive and then he comes to be a parasite. You know what I'm saying? Like they thought he was dead, but he was just like, I didn't want no kids. And then all of a sudden the kids got famous and he's like, that's my boy, Danny, and fucking David and Susan and the other two, whatever.
But the worst is that then like mom had lied to all the kids and said that he died in like a motorcycle accident as a cool rider.
Or
now he
worse, she put out a cover story because she fucking tried to kill him and she thought she killed him because, he was a fucking what a louse, but he fucking played it the long con and waited to strike. And now his vengeance is nigh, man. Ooh. This is dark. Nobody even asked about the Partridge Family.
Well, I brought it up because the Partridge Family 2022 AD or whatever was a real show.
That was a cartoon?
It was a cartoon. Them in the future, because of course they did that. But now I want to see this dark fucking Partridge Family.
We did fall down the fucking Partridge hole.
Yeah, we did.
Did we answer the questions? Was there a question?
Did we just start talking?
Yeah, no, that's spun out of Hanna-Barbera. We're still trapped in the first question.
We are.
Banff Man, get us out of here. Save us, Banff Man.
Okay. Question number 2 is from Russell Cook.
Hold on. An update from Gallant. Partridge Family 2, Daddy's Murder Bloodening.
Okay. Russell Cook, what would you title the James Bond movie starring yourself?
Hold that thought. Brandon Smith has a pitch for the Partridge Family dad. Ready? The dad was the pilot that killed Buddy Holly and Richie Valens. Jesus. So there's a musical connection, you see. That's how they know Ruben. Kids, I'm so sorry. I know a lot of people like Partridge Family jokes. You fucking dads. Yes, we are dads.
Listen, the show was going great. They only did 20 minutes from the fucking Partridge Family.
Fucking Tim O'Brien calls it the Darkridge Family.
Nice.
All right,
the Partridge Family murders.
Back to the murder bloodening. Back to the question, JC. What was it?
What would you title the James Bond movie starring yourself? So if you were to be James Bond, what would the name of the Bond movie be?
No Time to Diet.
Oh, that's nice.
Sorry, let me.
Nice dropping of mic.
Took a while. A lot of shoe leather on that fucking job.
A lot of prop work.
I know. I felt like Carrot Top, except I don't have the arms.
No Time to Diet. That's pretty good. I don't fucking know.
Let me tell you something. Here's a quick pitch while you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Third act, turns out Ruben is the father. It all ties in, you know. He's fucking, of course I like your song, because it's his fucking son.
And mom has had amnesia for like the last 10 years.
She just don't tell the kids because she likes it hot like that. Where she pretends she don't know this fucking guy, even though it's their father.
Or has she not told Ruben that he's the father? Just suddenly, like, and so it's a big surprise for Ruben.
Oh, even Ruben's fucking shocked?
Yeah. It's like, wait, these are my children?
So going back, she used to like, her and Ruben were a thing, and she had 5 children that she hid from Ruben.
I mean, she was married at the time, you know, and they would have the little thing, and she would get pregnant, but they're all fucking redheaded children, and her husband is a black dude. And so
Mr. Partridge is like, I don't know. I mean,
this is weird.
Yes.
Are they ever going to get darker than this? Put them on the sun. All right. Fuck. I don't know. I'm drawing a complete blank on what my James Bond movie title would be. And then my puns are getting increasingly shitty. None of them are going to beat No Time to Die for 2 reasons. That's really good. And B, it was too fast.
Bernardin. Ooh.
I'll fill some time. In the chat, we had somebody who said Too High to Die. And also The Smoking Gun.
Oh, that's nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Wow.
Mark, yours.
Best you can do is just say someone. You don't want to credit those fucking brilliant writers.
It was going too fast. I'm trying to think. For
Even Todd is asking a pretty decent question. Hey Kev, what you happy about today? Do I seem happy?
I mean, baseline happy. You don't seem like extraordinarily so.
Yeah, I didn't think I felt any more.
I mean, unless you are and you're just keeping it tight.
I think I'm generally kind of in an up mood and stuff. But thank you for noticing. I am happy. I was having a good time. Mark legitimately said something that made me fucking laugh. And I'm not just talking about like, I'm laughing because that's well put together. Like, fucking that critical race thing was some genius fucking shit, man. You don't think I'm going to rock that joke someplace else in the world? Somebody mentions critical race theory to me, I'm going to be like, fucking yeah, man. I like Johnny much better than fucking race. Like, fuck that old man with white hair. You got a intense vibe to him. They're like, that's not what critical race theory is. I'm like, really? I thought it just meant we were kind of critical of race Bannon.
Also, I'm not a big NASCAR fan. Let me tell you why. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Black diamonds are forever.
Ooh, nice.
Took me a while.
What does Bernardin mean? What is the translation? Is it rose or something? No.
I don't think it has a direct translation. It's an Italian name that had gotten sort of
Bernardin.
Bernardini. And then my theory, which is proven based on nothing more than speculation, is that there was an Italian merchant who left Venice, why not, and made his way to France, settled there, Francified the name. So it went from Bernardini to Bernardin, and then, but I don't know what the name means. Like, I've just seen it on, I remember going to the Duomo in Florence, the big ass church. And there's a bunch of fucking Bernardinis up on the wall as, patrons of the church in, 1723 or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know what it means. Our names don't mean shit.
Anybody out there? Anybody in the chat what are you guys dumb? Bernardin means, translated means this.
Yeah. Or somebody who's gone to the internet and did that quick bit of research that I have not done in 49 years.
We're always a little behind in chat, so we'll catch up to that in a second. Yes, Banff man, here to the rescue.
Z Howard 1992 said marked for death.
That's fucking good, man.
That's not
Everybody's
bad.
a better writer than us. Francisco Villapando says, not to be too far off topic, but Bubba Wallace won a NASCAR race, only the second African-American to win.
Good for him.
Yeah, I'm not a race guy, but like, I'm all for history.
Yeah. You know,
Kenneth Sirac said the spy who loved jorts.
Jort finger.
Dovefoot says, vaccination, your policy or the venue you are appearing at? Well, here in this house, this current venue, we promote vaccination.
We're all vaccinated here.
If you wanted to come into my house, a vaccination would be required. I don't know what other venue you're talking about. Banff, man, jump in here and tell what are you doing over there at Scum and Villainy? What's your policy?
So the recommended guideline is by Thursday for restaurants. So bars, as of Thursday, bars and other places in the city of Los Angeles.
I'm sorry, Jason Spories in chat said NASCAR race theory.
It's not that critical.
Back
Just
to you.
making
Not very critical. NASCAR race theory is when you're like, they don't go fast enough, or they go too fucking fast for me. Actually, critical NASCAR race theory would be like, do there have to be so many advertisements?
It's like they're moving billboards.
So as of Thursday, bars are required. You're required to be vaccinated to go into bars in Los Angeles and other bar type venues. We have a loophole because we're a restaurant, but I think we've always tried to do whatever the recommended CDC guidelines are. So I believe we will be going to vaccine only.
Santiago,
I think by November
Bernard,
it'll be across the board. Yeah.
Santiago Bernard in chat said, my last name is actually similar to Mark, and I was told that Bernard was from Germany. It comes from the word bear, which means bear.
Bear.
Maybe it's Bear Man. Maybe it's Mark Bear Man.
Yeah. I mean, I could very well have gone the wrong way, which is it could have been a sort of Gallic, sort of Germanic name that, you know, much of France and Germany were kind of the same place for a very long time. And the name of Bernard, meaning bear, then went from that region into Rome, into Italy, given the fact that fucking Caesars conquered most of that landmass anyway. So
Leandro Sepulveda says Bernardini means strong as a bear or brave bear.
and there you have it.
Maybe your name means strong as a bear or brave bear. You're a brave bear, Mark.
I'm a brave bear. Hell yeah. I'm gonna go to San Francisco. I'm gonna clean up.
All right. What else we got? We got another question.
And my first name means warlike.
Mark means warlike?
Yeah, after the god of war, Mars.
Mars. So weird. I don't think of how many Marks have started wars.
Mark Antony had some shit to do. Not the singer, but the because I'm sure Mark
Well,
Antony.
to be fair, he had some shit to do as well.
He started a war for people's hearts.
All right. What do we got? What do we got?
All right,
Which
last
question
one.
are we on here?
Question 3 is from Orange 2591. If somebody made a biopic for FatMan Beyond, what actor would Kevin choose for Mark? What actor would Mark choose for Kevin? And bonus points if they cast JC. But I think we should also cast Nate and Andrew as well.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay.
Mark is Denzel Washington.
Oh, the sweetest version of that.
Could you imagine Denzel doing Mark? Okay. We're going to talk about the Snyderverse. Okay.
Zack Snyder didn't land on us. We landed on Zack Snyder.
Don't do the voice.
I can't do the voice.
No, you can do the voice.
Boom.
What do we think? Denzel is Mark. JC is Matt Smith.
Oh, okay.
Some of that fucking the Crown and fucking
Doctor Who Jim.
Audience coming in. Nate, Dark Nate Gonzalez. Let's see. David Byrne.
Wow. I was going McLovin, but
Nate's gonna. Oh, well, I was gonna say Nate's gonna love David Byrne. I'm sure he'd be fucking insulted by fucking McLovin. I went Denzel with you. You gave him fucking McLovin.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It's a character actor part.
Andrew, I got the perfect Andrew. Ready? JC,
Yeah.
Look at me. Look at me in the eyes, and you tell me if I'm fucking wrong. Kurt Russell.
Oh, Kurt Russell would be good. I was going to go David Harbour.
Ooh, that's a good poll too.
I was going Bradley Cooper. I was going whatchamacallit? Fucking the singing movie. Star is Born. Star is Born.
And he's like, maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Wow, that's 3 fucking vastly different polls for Andrew, which shows you what an enigma the man is, and 3 different ways that we all see him with 3 very strong filters. Fine. What about you, Mark?
I feel like there's a bit of Robert Forster, maybe. There's like a what?
Robert Forster from fucking
Jackie
Cherry Bear Bail Bonds?
Yeah. There's like a real 70s character actor thing that you got going on.
Me?
You
look at me and you see Max Cherry from fucking Jackie Brown?
I see a young Max Cherry, yeah. I mean, I thought we were going temporally because fucking Andrew is not a 75-year-old Kurt Russell. He's
it's the spirit of the thing.
We're nominalizing the temporal place. And then I was going a little bit De Niro.
I'm not fighting it. I've just never heard Robert Forster in my entire life. Fair enough.
There's a bit of De Niro in there also.
I'm not trying to point you in any direction, Mark, but chat keeps saying Robert Downey Jr. I'd prefer that, but you're casting. You're casting Denzel. Fuck, man. Denzel and I get Robert Forster.
I mean, hey, you make like that's a bad thing.
Didn't I blow your mind this time? Come on.
You really did. I think there's some De Niro in there. I will not argue with Matt Smith. Ooh, you know who'd be really good for Nate? DeSmulchin.
Ooh, Dave DeSmulchin. That's a good poll. He'd do Nate differently than even Nate does Nate.
Yeah. So what is that me? Wow, it's like looking in a mirror.
I like that. Somebody up here said, I thought this was very good. Chicken Monkey 33 said Kevin James and Reginald VelJohnson.
That is the version that goes straight to OWN.
That's the CBS version, right?
Yeah. That's the Spectrum Television presents FatMan Beyond.
Blaze Melandra, who's we've heard from a few times tonight. Off topic, but I think Ethan Suplee should play Ben Grimm the Thing if they go that age range for Fantastic Four. He's not wrong.
No, he'd be great. And he's building a great shit house.
Like Ethan's fucking massive, but he also has that real fun, sweet demeanor too, just like the Thing. Good poll, man. Plug for my homeboy, Willem Black himself. Is that it? We answered all those questions, JC. We're out of the question bag is empty.
Bamf. Questions are empty.
Russell Cook, fucking listen to this. Timothy Chalamet and Michael B. Jordan.
I mean,
that's you want people to come see FatMan Beyond. That's the version you cast right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Or Chris Rock and Ben Affleck.
Darth Smirnoff said Melissa McCarthy is Kev. She could play anyone.
And Meryl Streep is Mark.
I mean, that would be problematic for Meryl Streep. Now, Tiffany Haddish, on the other hand.
Ooh, nice. I feel like we're getting a whole new audience.
Look, I'm going to coin a phrase right here, Mark, but I think she ready.
She ready. I feel like the gender bent FatMan Beyond is the way to go.
I think so, too. They've seen the guy version.
Melissa McCarthy and Viola Davis. Let's do this.
So there it is, kids. That's it. We got no more show for you. We showed everything we could show you. And now the show's over. For those of you who are like, Clerks 3 news, we're having a friends and family screening on Thursday, 2 days from now. JC will back me up. He's the assistant editor. That's still on, correct?
It's still on. You haven't changed the movie since we last talked, have we?
From
like last week. Since the last screening, but
definitely since the last screening. It's 10 minutes shorter.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you came and got that when you got the 135.
Yeah.
Not since then, but I should actually look at it like one more time before we go, just in case. Like I put in a lot of temp, but I know 1 or 2 places are dry, but so far they seem to be working. So I don't know, but I'm gonna watch it again. I've left it alone for a few days, just like my mom and dad told me when I was a kid about my dick. Leave it alone for a few days, would you? So I left the movie alone. I didn't play with it for a few days, but I'm getting ready to play with it again because I love it so fucking much. Somebody in chat, was like, I think Kevin's happy because Clerks 3 is in the can, and they're absolutely fucking right. Like, not only is it in the can, which is like, yay, we finished a thing, but it fucking turned out so good, so beautiful, like funny as fuck, but really like meaningful, really human. So I can't wait for people to see it. But some people are going to see it on Thursday. So next week I'll be able to let you know how that went. If I'm not this happy next week, guess what? Screening went bad. I think that's all that's going on for this fucking week, for this edition of Fat Man Beyond. Man, did you have a good time? Well, if you did, that's because JC made it all possible. He put us out here on these interwebs and stuff. Banff Man himself. If you want to give Banff Man a thanks, pop by his fucking bar, man. Throw back some of them blue milks, chase him with hater tots and shit. Oh, good fucking time. What's coming up at the bar this week? Anything cool beyond just like getting drunk?
Nothing this week. The only thing I really got going on outside of the Clerks screening is at the end of the month I'm defending my Schmodown FCL Star Wars belt on the 26th.
Well done, man.
If you guys want to watch me answer Star Wars questions for an hour,
I would watch that. Am I allowed to bamf in when you do it and make comments?
It'd be fun.
That would be all right. That's cool. What about you, Mark? You got anything to plug?
This week, no, but next week, I think we're back in the cantina. And we will
tickets hey, do me a favor, JC, put the tickets up on sale like ASAP so that people can start buying them. Hey kids, you want to come see Fat Man Beyond? Hey, you want to look at something? Can I show you something? I'm gonna show you me and fucking Marc Bernardin, as played by somebody suggested right here. LeVar Burton, says Thomas Zera.
Oh, well done.
Right, that's rather touching as well. And I would be Patrick Stewart.
You would make it so.
No, I'd be fucking number one. Will
Riker.
Can't believe I pulled that out of my ass.
Sitting on chairs all fucked up.
Yeah, Will Riker definitely in the later seasons when the suit, the jumpsuit started getting a little thicker and stuff. He became a director.
Very much so. Yeah. He's a big time TV director.
Huge. And didn't he direct one of the fucking Star Treks as well?
First Contact.
Yeah. It's a good flick.
That's a good one.
That's a really good flick, yeah.
But yes, we will be back in the cantina next week. We will have a guest for the show next week, zooming in from the East Coast, Scott Snyder.
Get out of here. Comic book writer Scott Snyder?
Comic book writer extraordinaire Scott Snyder will be our guest on Ye Olde Fat Man Beyond.
Is he doing it out of the goodness of his heart, or is he plugging something?
He's plugging something. He's plugging Scotttober, which is the beginning of his cycle of original comic books for Comixology Originals.
Look at that, man. Oh, he's doing a Comixology original thing.
He's doing like 5 of them.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, man.
He's still at DC though, right? Doing the Batman stuff.
He's still doing some Batman stuff, but he's spreading his wings. He's getting some of that creator owned.
That Robert Kirkman thing where he's like, fuck working for the big two. I work for fucking the big one. And that big one is a fucking multi-billionaire.
I'm pretty sure that Kirkman has now bought an archipelago.
He fuels his home in the winter by burning huge stacks of $1,000 bills that he'll never spend because there's not enough time in this lifetime to spend that Walking Dead money.
Nope.
And that's just the comic book. Never mind the fucking TV version.
Yep. There comes a time.
If I ever have to die, Mark,
Mm.
I'm going to come back as Robert Kirkman right now.
There comes a time, Kevin, when jewels cease to sparkle, when gold loses its luster. The throne room becomes a prison, and all that remains is a man's love for his comic books.
As a man who wants to be Robert Kirkman. So close. Like in body shape, got the beard thing down and shit, but the only difference is he's talented and I'm me. So close, yet so far. Far away, so close, as Vim Vendors once taught us.
Indeed.
Hey, kids, do you enjoy this fucking silly-ass show? Well, if you do, thank the guy over there, man. There ain't no show without the magical Mr. Marc Bernardin.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is FatMan Beyond for this week. I'm Kevin Smith.
And I am Marc Bernardin.
You better tune in next week. Go buy some tickets right now on eventbrite.com. We'll wait. No, you do it after the show's over. You go get those tickets. We're going to see you at the Scum and Villainy Cantina next week live. And if you can't be there, you watch us here on this little internet box, man. Seems to work out just fine. Tune in next week. Same fat time. Same fat channel. Smodcast.com or
YouTube.com/Kevin Smith.
Murder Bloodening, everybody. Jeff's kiss.